Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to the fourth annual Met Gala live stream presented by Kennedy C Media. I am so excited to be back once again covering the Met Gala. How exciting. First of all, I'm just going to verify real quick that you can hear me. And you can. Great. This is the smoothest live stream I have done in the last 4 years. So I'm so glad that you can hear me. But like I was saying, welcome, welcome, welcome to my fourth annual Met Gala live stream. This is one of my favorite, most exciting times of the year, one of my favorite events of the year, and I'm so glad that you all have tuned in to join me. So if you're new here, I'm Kennedy Castillo. This is my Met Gala live stream, and I am, first of all, I just want to say, I'm going to fix the camera a little right here. There we go. I am not affiliated with Vogue in any such way. I am not affiliated with the Met or the Met Gala. I am just somebody who has a passion for fashion. I love fashion, and the first Monday in May, or the Met Gala, is of course the #1 fashion night of the year. So every year I do a live stream. Today is no different. I am going to be talking about the theme in depth. That's where we're going to start. I will also be reacting to a lot of the looks. First of all, before we begin, in the chat, you can be sending me, I don't know which side it's on. It actually might be down below if you're on a phone. But in your comments in the chat, you can send me comments, and I will be responding to every single comment. So if you have questions, if you want me to react to certain looks, please do send those comments. Let me make sure I am seeing those. I'm going to, let's see. Okay, perfect. I should have those pulled up here now. Okay, great. So I have the comments now. And we're going to talk about the theme in a second. We're going to get into that, and then we're going to react to looks. But first of all, I just want to say once again, this live stream is presented by Kennedy C Media. That is my personal media brand. I'm Kennedy Castillo if you're new here. And my personal media brand, Kennedy C Media, consists of various media projects, including this YouTube channel. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Also, my other aspects of Kennedy C Media are KennedyCblog.com. You're going to want to tune in there. After tonight's live stream in the next few days, I will be uploading some blog posts about some of the after party looks, some of the best looks, the worst looks, kind of a little bit more about what we're talking about tonight. And then I also have Simply Podcast Network, and my two podcasts there are Simply Screen Reviews and Simply Kennedy. On Simply Kennedy, we will also be discussing the Met Gala this week, so do make sure you tune in. That's, again, KennedyCblog.com and SimplyPodcastNetwork.com is where you'll find all of that. But I am so excited, so let's get into talking about the theme. First of all, I got a comment here. I look forward to this every year. That is from Celeste. So thank you, Celeste, for tuning in. I'm so glad you're here. And I look forward to your comments every year. You actually have some great questions and comments. So thank you. Now, let's talk about the theme. And I wrote some notes into my phone so we could talk about the theme. Now, the official dress code for the Met Gala. Now, there's a little bit of confusion, and a lot of people don't realize this. There is the Met Gala's dress code, which is essentially the theme of how people are supposed to go dressed. Then there is the theme of the exhibit, which is the fashion exhibit, which is essentially what the Met Gala unveils each year. Those are two separate themes. However, some people choose to dress for the theme of the exhibit as well, or to tie both in together, which of course they're both usually closely related. Now, our dress code for tonight's gala is tailored for you. And what this means is guests are invited to take a creative interpretation of that. It's a nod to the exhibit's focus on menswear. So something we'll expect is a lot of form-fitting ensembles, think pinstripes, crisp edges, and twists on suits and tuxedos. Now, the theme of the exhibit is super fine tailoring Black style. It's a look at how clothing and style is connected to Black identities. And according to a statement from the Met, Superfine is the first show focused on menswear at the Costume Institute in more than 20 years. So you'll likely see different takes on suits. Again, this year's exhibit, for the first time in 20 years, is focused on menswear. So we're going to see, even women, a lot of takes on menswear. Now, because every year I talk about how the men kind of don't put in so much effort for the Met Gala. We see these amazing out of the box looks when it comes to the women. And then the men basically have very similar looks, all of them. So I'm very excited that the focus this year is menswear, because I think this will encourage the men to kind of step outside the box. Now let's talk a little bit more. The exhibition is inspired by Monica Miller's book, Slaves to Fashion, Black Dandyism, and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity. So the exhibit focuses on Black style and specifically menswear from the 18th century to present day, with dandyism as a unifying theme. Now, dandyism was once used to describe the aristocratic style and leisurely pursuits of figures throughout history. It has since been recontextualized over the years to embody liberation and resistance through exuberant self-expression. So I do expect to see a lot of looks that are sort of nods to Black culture, to Black designers, and just to Black history. And I think this is really great, of course. So I think that's a lot of what we'll be seeing, of course, as well as the other things that we have talked about. Now, one style that I think we'll see a lot of is a style that arose out of the Harlem Renaissance. It's directly linked to dandyism, and it is called the zoot suit. So the zoot suit was defined by high-waisted, draped pants and oversized jackets with exaggerated shoulders and large lapels. It was submersive simply by taking up space because fabric rations during World War II. Owning a zoot suit with its excessive use of fabric was an act of protest. So I think this will be very interesting. I think we'll see a lot of those. Like I said, a lot of tailored suits. Also on women, I think we'll also see some feminine takes on suits, whether that's like suit style dresses and whatnot. Now I will say, I know that a lot of you have probably seen a lot of the looks already. I purposely started the live stream a little later this year so that instead of waiting to see what's out there, we can sort of react to in real time, if that makes sense. Like, we're not just sitting here waiting like, okay, who's next? We already have lots of looks to react to. So that's why I started a little bit later this year. I have avoided looking at anything though. I really do want to have live reactions. So you all have probably seen a lot more than I have, but that's just my take on the theme, as well as some information that I've gathered regarding the theme. And this year's co-chairs are Coleman Domingo, Lewis Hamilton, A$AP Rocky, Pharrell Williams, and then LeBron James is an honorary chair this year. Let's take a look really quick at the comments. So, nothing yet, but go ahead and start requesting me to react to some looks. As always, I will put those looks up on the screen. I'm actually going to put them on this side of me. So, oops, I'm pointing the wrong way. They're going to be over here. And let me see. Let's scoot this way. Okay, so it'll be right here on the screen. And yeah, if there's any specific looks you want me to react to, let me know. For now, I'm going to start pulling up a few that I personally wanted to look at. So give me a second to get into this. But again, do send your request of any looks you would like me to react to. I do have a little list of some looks that I kind of heard I should be reacting to, but let's start. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Here we go. All right. Let's get into it. Let me put this up on my screen for you all. There we go. We are going to start by reacting to Coleman Domingo. Now, of course, like I said, he is one of the co-chairs this year. Now, this was kind of a 2-in-1 sort of look situation. We have this look, which is sort of this very ornate blue, oh look, we're getting ads already, cape. Very cool. Let's see if it says, it might be at the top, but let's react. Then he took it off and he had this awesome, again, it kind of embodies everything. It's got some Black inspirations, some Black fashion inspirations. I love this little flower moment. Very well tailored, great colors. I think it's just, again, for a man at the Met Gala, like, this is a lot. And then, of course, this right here was just a really cool sort of almost like 2 looks in one. So let's see if it says, let's see. I love reading about the inspiration, so I'm doing it a little different this year. I'm kind of like looking up each person's look, but let's see. He did, yeah, inspired by the zoot suit, of course. Let's see. All custom Valentino. It very much, I can see the inspiration, the Valentino inspiration. And he said the robe, so this is, I guess, this one right here is inspired by a choir robe. And it is, where did I go? Hold on. Oh, honoring the Black church, which I think is really cool. And he says the way we fashion ourselves with spirituality in every single way. I really like this. I think this is so well done, especially for one of the chairs. Of course, this completely makes sense. Now, let me see, trying to keep an eye on the comments as well, because I do see some comments coming in. So while I start getting some other looks ready to react to, let's see what's going on here in the comments. Whose look are you most excited to see? I heard Zendaya's there, so I am very excited to see Zendaya's look. She's just like the queen of the Met Gala. What can I say? So definitely Zendaya. I don't know who else is going to be there. That's the thing about the Met Gala each year, is that like you kind of wonder who's going to be there. But there's never like a list ahead of time. I think Sabrina Carpenter's supposed to be there because she was a guest on SNL on Saturday, meaning she was in New York. And why else would she have been in New York, you know? So I'm curious to see what she does. Honestly, just like because it's honoring Black fashion, I'm really excited to see what a lot of Black actors or singers or just Black celebrities in general are going to do to kind of pay homage to their history and their culture. Let's see. Okay, I pulled up another look for y'all right here. This is Pharrell Williams, another one of the co-chairs this year. And that's also Helen. Gosh, I cannot pronounce her name. I'm going to say Lassignan, maybe. But yeah, this is honestly, as a co-chair, I expected a little bit more from this. It is very well tailored. Let's read. Oh, more ads. We love those. Let's see. It is Louis Vuitton. The blazer is made of 100,000 pearls, according to Vogue. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a lot about the Oh, let's see. I mean, I like it. I think it's a safe bet. I think as one of the chairs, it's all right. I just kind of expected a little bit more. And then over here, this look it's fine. It's fun. Let's see if we can read anything about her look. Louis Vuitton as well. And it is tights with the Louis Vuitton pattern draped over her shoulder, dark blazer in her hands. I don't hate it. I think it's all right. Again, I just expected a little bit more, especially with Pharrell being one of the co-chairs. Keeping an eye on the comments. While we're reacting to the chairs, I guess I will pull up A$AP Rocky as well. So let me do that. Keep the comments coming in. And if anyone is just joining us, I will be responding to every single comment that comes in, questions, if you want me to react to anyone in particular. So do keep those coming in. Thank you for all of those of you who are tuning in at the moment. And let's see. We are still reacting. We just talked about the theme in depth. So let's see. I pulled up A$AP Rocky. That was also like a request. So there we go. Let's see what this is. Okay. Oh, look at that. We love ads. I'm probably going to do that like a million times. Let's see. I want to see a little bit about the inspiration first. Let's see. Let me see. He says, let's see. He once crowned himself the godfather of what we now call art and fashion. Trendsetter. Let's see. I'm not seeing who this look is by. But let's look at, I mean, it's a really cool look. I think it's very A$AP Rocky. I think it fits well with the theme. I think it's nicely tailored. I love, what is this that he's holding? I don't know. I think it's an umbrella. I don't want to zoom in. Can I zoom in? Yeah, it's very interesting. I kind of love that accessory. I'm sure there's some meaning behind it. I think it's very cool. I like the sunglasses again, just like very, very A$AP Rocky, but also on theme. Very well done. Let's see who else do we want to pull up. And I am keeping an eye on the comments as well. I'm excited to see some looks. I'm being told Anne Hathaway. Let's see who else. Usher, Chappell Roan. Let me pull those up all together. so we can react to them all at once. But yeah, keep the comments coming. Love the comments. If anyone has questions as well, do send me those. And if you're just joining us, again, this is our Met Gala live stream 2025. We've just talked about the theme. We are reacting to looks. This is our 4th annual Met Gala live stream presented by Kennedy C Media. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. We are pulling up some looks right now to react to. So let's see what we have here. I'm just trying to, here we go. Let's pull that up. Okay. I'm having trouble finding, somebody mentioned Usher's look. I am having trouble finding it. Okay, we'll come back to that one because I don't want to delay any more reactions. I'm also pulling up Chapel Rowan right now. I'm really excited because she does some really fun, interesting things. So let's react first to Anne Hathaway, and then we will look at Chapel Rowan. Alrighty, here we go. Let's do some reacting. All right, Anne Hathaway. Oh, look at this. More ads. How on earth? Okay, there we go. Let's see. Plastic surgery rumors. Okay, we're not going to talk about those, but let's see. I'm getting some more comments here. Bad Bunny. I can't wait to see that. Let's react to this one. So she's wearing Carolina Herrera. It's this oversized button up tucked into a beaded black and white striped column skirt. I want to see if there's anything about the inspiration here. Let's see. All right. A lot of this is just talking about her youthful look, her youthful appearance. I'm curious what the inspiration is. To be honest, I don't love it. I love Carolina Herrera. I think that's one of my favorite luxury fashion houses. The necklace is cool. I think it is a little bit bulky though for the neckline of this sort of white button up that she's wearing. The skirt is very simple. It's nothing outside the box. I'm sure there is some connection to the theme. I'm just not personally seeing it. She looks gorgeous. I can see why people are thinking plastic surgery and whatnot. But it's just not my favorite. I always said the Met Gala is when we can push boundaries and sort of really go outside the box. So I would love to see just a little bit more, and I'm just not seeing enough for the Met Gala. Let's look at Chapel Rowan now. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wait a second. Okay. Yeah, it says Pink Pony Club for sure. Let's read about this. Okay, let's see. Over the top pink patchwork suit and matching coat. This is her first year at the Met Gala. What a way to pop into the Met Gala. Let's see. Precise tailoring, feather trim, sequin stitching. This is gorgeous. Let's zoom in here. Look at this. I love this. This is how you do Met Gala. I would have expected nothing less from Chapel. The feathers, this is gorgeous, and I love her hair. Of course, very Chapel Roan makeup. I love talking as well about some of the styling, not just the outfits, but the hair and makeup are such an important part of all of this. So this is gorgeous, and this is just her before going to the Met Gala. You'll see a lot of people posing outside this hotel. A lot of the celebrities stay at the same hotel, and so people will line up there and try to catch a glimpse of them before they even make it to the Met carpet. I love this suit. It's just very, it says Pink Pony Club. Very Chapel Roan. Look at this. Even without the coat, it's just stunning. I can't stop looking at this. Look at those shoes. Love this. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, that's great. This is actually maybe one of my favorite looks so far. All right, let's take a break right there for a second. I believe some of my sources are sending me. Let's see. Oh, shout out Celeste, who just sent me an ad-free article. I will be using that in a little bit. Right now I'm kind of just going with what some people have been requesting, and then in a little bit I'm just going to go look at looks in general. So right now I'm pulling up Shakira. That is a request that I got Lana Del Rey, Bad Bunny. Let's pull all of those up. All right. So I don't want to I should have gotten my mic stand, and I didn't think to do that. So we're typing with one hand here, but that's okay. Also, I apologize if I keep getting really close to the screen like this. I'm just trying to make sure I can see what's going on. So we're looking Shakira, Bad Bunny, and Lana Del Rey. Let's pull these up. And again, if you are just joining, we are doing our 4th annual Met Gala live stream, reacting to every look from this year's, or not every, but as many looks as we possibly can from this year's Met Gala. If you have any requests or any questions or anything, we did talk about the theme already, but if you've got any questions regarding that, please do ask. I would love to answer them. We're just pulling up some more looks to react to. All right, let's see. Pulling up Shakira. And then this is 2025, yes. Sometimes I'm like, I don't have the wrong year, do I? I'm just verifying everything. There we go. We got Bad Bunny, Lana Del Rey. Okay, we are ready to react to some more looks. So let me pull this up on the screen. Here we go. And let's see. Shakira, first of all. This long pink train. I mean, she looks stunning. Whatever this necklace is, I feel like that's either Bulgari or Cartier. I don't know for sure. We'll check right now if there's anything about that. I love these little lace gloves. I think those are really on theme. This dress is stunning. Shakira's gorgeous. I love the train. I love a big dramatic moment like this. My one thing though is I don't see the connection to the theme, but let's check it out really quick. Let's see. This is Atelier Pabal Garung. I hope I said that correctly. Pink dress, long train, dramatic touch. Yeah, it doesn't say, let's see. It doesn't say much about her inspiration. Look at this. That's another view of the train. Really stunning. In any other situation, I would say perfect. It isn't quite on theme, but I do love it. It is dramatic. It is Met Gala. I will definitely give it that. I would love to know the inspiration behind this, though, but it's gorgeous. I mean, I think it's great. Let's see. We're getting some more comments over here. Lord's outfit. We'll check that out in a second. Lana Del Rey. Let's see. Let's exit this. Oops. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I was hoping it would say designer here. Oh, it's from Valentino. And it is not custom. It's from their, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but the name of the collection's right here. It's interesting. I don't hate it. It's not jumping out at me. It's not screaming. I would not say it's the best of the night, but I also wouldn't call it the worst of the night. I love, it is very simple, black, tailored in its own way at the top, and then we've got this drama at the bottom. I don't love how low that drop waist is. I think it kind of takes away from the silhouette, especially if you can have a dramatic skirt like that. I wish that waist was not such a drop waist. I'm also not really seeing, I do see some earrings. I think she could have used just some more accessories or something, just to sort of bring this look all together. Again, it's not the worst. It's just not my favorite. I feel like her train is a kind of a less dramatic version of Shakira's, but the execution was not quite there. All right, let's check out Bad Bunny now. Ooh, I'm very, very interested, very intrigued. Let's see. Nods to Puerto Rican fashion. Dark brown pava hat, which was used by agricultural workers such as cane cutters and coffee pickers, and it's become a symbol of rustic traditions. I love this. I feel like, okay, just based off of what I'm reading, and I haven't even really looked at the look yet, but it feels like he's sort of going by the theme, and the theme of like black fashion, but also going by his own culture in a way and giving nods to that. This is very cool. I love this little brooch. I love the colors. They're not like they contrast, but in the perfect way. Again, just like very Bad Bunny. I love that inspo behind the hat that we just read, and then the sunglasses are very Bad Bunny. I want to see the full look. Here we go. Oh, okay, this is interesting. We've got this big bag here. Very interesting. who designed this? I need to check right now. Shoes, very simple, very Bad Bunny fashion. Love these gloves. Are they floral? I think, or are they crystals? Oh, I wish I could zoom in more. Let's see if there's any. This is some previous years. I don't think it says. But yeah, I think Bad Bunny did great with this theme. I really do enjoy his Met Gala looks. All right, let me see. Let's answer some questions while we pull up some more. I'm going to pull up Lorde, Zendaya, and Sydney Sweeney. But I'm also going to answer a question here. So I got, is it on theme to simply wear the color black? I feel like when it comes to the Met Gala, there are so many different ways of interpreting the themes, and some people play it safe, and some people really go full in when it comes to the Met Gala. And it really depends on, I was going to say the celebrity wearing it, but in all reality, what a lot of people don't realize is most of these celebrities are invited by a brand. And that brand, because they're inviting them, they dress them. And so they pretty much get to select what they wear. And so sometimes it's out of their hands. Now, the safest way of going about this theme, and every year I feel like there's sort of a safe route when it comes to the theme. I think the safest route is to just simply wear black. Is it particularly on theme at the base? Like, if you're really not interpreting the theme, if you're really just at the base of it all, yes, I guess it is on theme. With that being said, I think you could definitely just do more. And let's see, hold on, I'm just trying to see who I'm pulling up. Okay, Sydney Sweeney. You could definitely do more than just wear black. And I think if you're just wearing black, respectfully, why are you at the Met Gala? Like, this is your opportunity to really go by the theme, to go outside the box, and to just go for it. So, is wearing the color black on theme? Technically, yes. But we could do better there. All right, let's react to some more looks here. We've got, first of all, Lorde. This is, here we go. Hold on. What happened? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Let me get it together. Let's, hold on. Okay, here we go. My bad. We're back. Sorry about that. Okay, we've got Lorde. Let's see. This is her first Met Gala. I did not even know that. Oh no. Oh, in 4 years. And I was like, there's no way Lorde hasn't been to the Met Gala. That's why I gotta read better and read more. Let's see. I want to see who she's wearing. Does it say? I don't think it says. Okay. Well, let's look at it and then we'll read it. I actually really like this. Is it, again, like, not my favorite look of the night, but it's not bad. I love this jacket that she's carrying. It's very tailored, very cool. I want to see what that is there. I feel like whatever's right here, it looks like almost like a bird or birds of some sort. I feel like there's definitely some inspo there, some meaning behind it. I think this is very well tailored. It's very simple, but I feel like the jacket is what really makes it. Normally I would complain about the styling, but honestly, this is very Lorde. Like, this is just her very simple makeups, like back hair, minimal jewelry, very Lorde, but I like the outfit itself. Let's see. Do we know who? I don't know who the designer is. I don't know, but I like it. It's very Lorde. I think it's right for her. I do like it. Okay. Now we have Zendaya. Okay. All right. I mean, Zendaya is one of the queens of the Met Gala. Of course, I mentioned earlier she was one of the ones I was most excited to see. And yeah, this is stunning. Let's see. I'm trying to read up on it. Louis Vuitton. This has got to be custom. Of course, styled by La Roche. La Roche is just one of the best celebrity stylists in the game, not the games. Flared pantsuit, dramatic hat, sleek bun, and understated jewelry. This is gorgeous, like, very much tailored, very much on theme, just so elegant, so simple. One thing about Zendaya is she is always going to be on theme. She is always going to look great, and she just genuinely, yeah, I mean, incredible. Well tailored, on theme. Stunning. I love, you can kind of even see under the hat, she's got this pretty dramatic makeup, and I feel like that balances out all of the white that she's wearing. And of course, she has this big hat that's covering up her face, so that really, it like helps you to just see that makeup. Minimal jewelry was perfect for this. There's already a lot going on with the hat. So well done, beautifully tailored. Louis Vuitton, Zendaya knocked it out of the park. This might be, and I think this was just a question that came in. Let me see. Favorite look of the night so far. This might be my favorite one so far of the night, and I have a lot more to look at, but this is stunning. All right, let's see Sydney Sweeney. Let's see. This is our 4th Met. I did not know that. Okay. I don't hate this. I'll say the dress itself, very well fitting, gorgeous, simple, elegant. There's this little cutout here. And then we've got this, it almost looks like a flower. It's gold. But what I love about this look in particular is this kind of hairstyle. So can I zoom in? This hair, the styling, the makeup, I feel like it's just very sleek, very clean, very on theme with the tailored suits, and I really like it. I don't think her look is my favorite of the night, but I think she has a killer stylist. I think they did a great job, especially her hair and makeup artist really knocked it out with that. So very well done. We're going to pull up some more looks while I answer another question. So I got a question here that says, lots of puffy material, or it's not really a question, I guess it's more of a comment, but I'm going to answer it as if it was a question. And it says, I'm seeing lots of puffy material. I wonder how that plays into the theme. So we talked about this a little bit when we were talking about the zoot suits. And I would say there was sort of this moment where, like, the zoot suits were a lot of material. And that was because it was sort of World War II. There was rationing of fabrics. And this was sort of coming out of that. And also sort of a way of sort of showing this, like, freedom in a way. And so I think not necessarily that all of these looks we're seeing are a nod to that. But I think for sure that's one way in which the puffiness can play into the theme. I will also say that I think a lot of designers and a lot of fashion houses, they see the puffy or the big material as a way of being dramatic, a way of course, it's the Met, and like I said, the Met is very, out of the box, very big. Let's see. I'm going to pull up some more looks here. I'm going to pull up Emma Chamberlain, and let's see. If you're just joining us, this is our 4th annual Met Gala live stream presented by Kennedy C Media. You can check us out on Facebook at Kennedy C Media. You can check out simplypodcastnetwork.com, and you can also check out kennedycblog.com, and there will be additional content all week long regarding the Met Gala. So do check out all of those platforms, and we are reacting to some looks. We're answering questions. Feel free to comment if you're joining us. I'm about to react to Emma Chamberlain, Doechii, and let's do Cynthia Erivo. Let's see. Pulling them up for you all. Give me 1 second. Again, feel free to comment. Feel free to ask questions. Give your thoughts. I also like when you all give your own thoughts. And you know what? For good measure, hold on. Let me pull up. Somebody just said Mindy Kaling as well. So let's pull up Mindy Kaling. Let's see. Perfect. Let me just make sure everything's ready on my end here to show you. Perfect. And let's see. Here we go. Nope, hold on. I just want to make sure I've got everything up before I put them back up on the screen. Perfect. Okay. Let's start with Emma Chamberlain. And here we go. Okay. Let's see. Backless. Apparently it dips very low. Let's see. I'm going to see really quickly. Does it say? I love when it says the designer on here. Not sure if this one does, but let's see. She's got, yeah. This is so interesting. I kind of really, this isn't fun tape. So this is the traditional, almost like pinstripe suit that you can see on that fabric, but it's a dress. It is very backless, very low cut. I think it's a little risque, but a little bit, just like a dramatic take. I think that's very Emma Chamberlain to do. Of course, she hosts the Met Gala sort of red carpet every year. So of course I expect a lot from her. I love these gloves as well. I just love a moment with some gloves or some fun accessories or something that just adds to the look. Again, styling is very important. These rings are nice as well. The makeup, I think the glasses are definitely an interesting addition as well, but I love the styling. Here's a look of the back and the side, so it is very open, very risque, but again, it's the Met. You can take some risks. I'm so curious who the designer is on this. I don't think it says. And it leaned into an androgynous beauty look. I can totally see that. It is kind of a feminine take on some more masculine fashion that we're typically seeing. We have this pocket square as well, this deep burgundy. Again, it's just like this androgynous but also feminine take on sort of these suits that we typically see. Let's look at Doechii. Ooh, I'm excited to see this. Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton has been knocking it out of the park tonight. I just have to say, with Zendaya and some of the other celebrities that I've seen thus far, they're not usually on my radar for no particular reason, just they're not. But tonight they've been knocking it out of the park. Let's see a better look at this. Oh, they're shorts. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, we've got that LV, the Louis Vuitton pattern. We've got this burgundy sort of bow. Love the styling here as well. Here we go. Yeah, the makeup, the natural hair, super cool. The shorts are a fun take. Are they shorts? Yeah, they're definitely shorts. Fun take. This micro bag, I think that's something that's coming back into trend for this year. I love sort of the burgundy bow that kind of tied in with the burgundy socks and the shoes. Very on theme, very like great tailoring. Fun twist on a suit as well. Really like this. Let's answer some questions real quick before we move on. What designer has had the best look so far? I would definitely say I think Louis Vuitton, like I said, is knocking it out of the park this year. I know Sydney Sweeney was in Miu Miu, but it wasn't like my favorite. I'm trying to think of some. We've seen a lot of Valentino as well. They've been doing great, but I think Louis Vuitton, and I did not expect that at all. But yeah, really like this look, Zendaya's look, like I said, really great. And then best male look so far, I've got to give it to Coleman Domingo of what I've seen thus far. Of course, I have yet to see a lot. I loved Bad Bunny's look as well, but Coleman Domingo had that kind of 2-in-1 look, sort of something Lady Gaga did when she was a co-chair during the camp theme of the Met Gala. But that 2-in-1 look was super fun, super interesting, and I think he did a really great job with just his choices in general. Let's see, Cynthia Erivo. Let's see, do we have, okay. I was trying to see if it's a designer. This is interesting. Not what I expected. Definitely, I'll just be honest right off the bat, I don't know if I love shorts for the Met Gala. Sometimes it can be okay. There was one year Olivia Rodrigo wore sort of like a bodysuit. I think a bodysuit is different from shorts. A bodysuit kind of just feels like something elegant, something you wouldn't necessarily wear every day. Whereas shorts just kind of, I don't know, not my favorite. And I know I just said I love Doechii shorts. I just don't necessarily love these shorts that Cynthia Erivo has. They feel a little bit just, how do I say this, like almost giving like MTV Music Awards and not Met Gala. With that being said, the rest of this look, I love this top. This is the super ornate. I love the corset in the middle. Of course, the signature Cynthia Erivo nails. This big skirt, the knee-high socks. No, I think they're actually boots, and they've got some of this burgundy, very ornate. It looks almost like a crystals or something here. I will say, I'm very torn because I love everything about it except the fact that it's shorts. I feel like if this had been a skirt or just something else, even like more of a bodysuit, I just don't love the cut of it. But the rest of it is great. Let's look at Mindy Kaling. Let's see. Tailored neutral gown with a slim red train. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Again, I love when it mentions who the designer is. But let's just see it. This is nice. First of all, Mindy Kaling looks incredible, as always. Her hair and makeup, nothing outside of the box. This is what we see a lot from her, but it's her signature. It looks fine. But this outfit, we have this beautiful tailoring. It's got like suit elements, but then it's a skirt. We've got some details here with it almost looks like metal flowers and then these metal rings. We've got this gorgeous train. We're seeing a lot of burgundies and reds as well. I think that just goes very well in terms of suits and tailoring and all of these things. This is stunning. I love these cuffs on the sleeves. I love the buttons going down the sleeves. It looks like there's even like a little corset moment in the center. I can't tell. It might just be some pleating, but it's very nicely done. The tie, the collar, she just really mixed in a lot of elements of the theme and a lot of just like on-trend elements as well. Really like this. All right, we are going to take a second to pull up some more looks. I've been getting some requests in the comments, and I do have a few that I would like to pull up as well. Let's see, favorite look so far that has incorporated color. I'm trying to think back to the looks we've been looking at. We have been seeing, of course, a lot of black and white. Of course, we've seen some burgundies, some reds as well. I'm trying to think of color, though. Who's been wearing color? I might have to answer that question in a little bit because I'm not entirely sure. Let's pull up. Let's see. Lizzo, Miley Cyrus, Maluma, Simone Biles, Serena Williams. We'll pull up quite a few, so we don't have to keep stopping to pull up other looks. But if anyone has questions for the meantime, make sure you put those in the comment. I would love to answer any theme questions or any other questions you have about my opinion or whatever else it may be. But let's pull up these looks. We're gonna pull up Lizzo next. Let's see, Met Gala 2025. Typing with one hand because I didn't think to set up my microphone stand, so bear with me. Maluma, we're also gonna pull up his look. Thank you again, everyone who's tuning in. We've had people coming in and out. We've had people coming in and commenting. So thank you to those of you who are tuning in, who have tuned in. Let's see, we're also going to pull up Simone Biles. Oh, somebody said Miley Cyrus, so we'll pull that up as well in a second. But yeah, thank you everyone who's tuning in. Also, I would love to know in the comments if anyone's been here before, if it's like not your first time at my live stream, my Met Gala live stream. It's the only live stream I do every year. So if it's not your first time, please let me know how many years you've been tuning in. I would love to know. It's the 4th annual live stream, but also I have been doing Met Gala content on this channel since 2019. So I'm not new to this, but I would love to know how many of you are not tuning in for the first time, or how many of you are tuning in for the first time. Let's see. Was there anyone else that I got requested? Serena Williams. Let's pull her up as well. And keep sending in your questions, your requests, your comments. I will be streaming for about another little while. I'm pulling up these looks though to talk about with you all. So give me 1 second to pull these up. Let's see. Some of these are it's a little hard to find like good images. And then some of these, they pop up like last year's Met Gala, and I have to like go and specifically look for this year, even though I put 2025. But we're getting them. Don't you worry. I'll answer this question two questions actually, while I'm pulling up these other looks. So the first one says, in your opinion, do you think the looks at this Met Gala are more interesting than the previous years? I will say in the recent years, and probably the reason I started making content about the Met Gala in the first place, I loved 2 specific themes. So it was 2018's Heavenly Bodies, the Catholic Church theme. I just thought that was the year that everybody knocked it out of the park. Men, women, these incredible looks. I thought it was well done. I also thought it wasn't offensive in any way, which was a very risky theme, but it was done so appropriately, so well. I loved that theme. The other theme I really loved was the following year in 2019, the camp theme. I think that just gave so much freedom of interpretation of the theme, and people really stepped out of the box. So I think those were interesting. Now there's been other years, the past few years, I think I've kind of seen some just boring interpretations of the theme, people that aren't really trying as much as I would have liked to see. So this year, I think it has been stepped up. I think this is, so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Are they the best looks I've ever seen at the Met Gala? Is this the best theme ever? No, not necessarily, but I do think it's a great theme, and I do think people have stepped it up in their own way. The other question I'll answer really quick, and then we'll get into reacting to some more of these looks, is do you think the men actually stepped it up this year? I do. I will say, in the last several years, again, since Heavenly Bodies and since camp, and even camp, the men played it safe compared to the women. I will say I'm seeing some great looks from the men. I haven't seen too many of the men. I'm getting a lot of requests to react to the women, and of course, they are the ones who always step it up, so it makes sense to react to them. But like I said, Coleman Domingo, again, like one of my favorite looks so far of the night. Bad Bunny, yeah, and I'm getting like, I miss the camp era, and I do. I think camp and Heavenly Bodies were two of the best Met Gala themes in the last like decade or so. So I will agree that it says, the comment says that they feel like it's fallen off a bit since then. I agree. And then somebody said same thing. Karl Lagerfeld theme was very mid. I completely agree with this statement, and not much more to say. I mean, if you watched last year's live stream, then you definitely know my thoughts there. All right, let's react to some more looks, shall we? We'll start off with Lizzo, and let's see. This is interesting. It's a lot going on. I see some, when you zoom in, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the screen. Hopefully you can see these details. But it looks like there's some boning, like some corset. I'm not sure what's going on down here with the skirt. It's very interesting. I'm curious what the inspiration is here. It's kind of pleated, but it looks like it's pinned, and I'm very interested in the reasoning behind that. It's kind of this illusion, sort of like, I don't know how I would explain this, but you're looking at it. It's got the white on the outside, and then it's got this sort of illusion with the black, sort of low cut. This interesting white moment on the sleeves, which I think, actually, hold on, I don't think those are sleeves. I think this is a jacket draped over her. And then she's got like this cigarette sort of stick, which is interesting. She's platinum blonde. I don't know how long she's been like that. I don't recall if she's had that hair color for a bit. Makeup is very dark. I think it's an okay take on the theme. This is one of those looks. There are some looks sometimes where I'm very curious what the inspiration is. This is one of those looks. I am very curious to know what exactly the inspo is here and why certain details, again, especially this skirt moment. It's dramatic. It's all right. It's not the best. It's not the worst. I would say as far as like the mid looks go, it's at the top of the mid looks. But yeah, I'm really curious what the inspo is. I think it's hard to react to certain looks. Not all of them. I think a lot of them you can react to just at a first impression. But it is a little hard to react to looks when you're not entirely sure on the inspiration. Now, reacting to Maluma's look. I got a request for that. Let's see. Where is it? Hold on. Do we just have a video? Hold on. Let me see if I can find really quick a better image, because I think this website just had like a video. You can also just check out Google Images. Let's see. Here's an image of it. Where did this come from? All right. Let's just do it here. Okay. We're back. Here it is. This is interesting. Okay, first of all, speaking of the men stepping it up, like Maluma actually did something here. I love the fact that he's really trying. This is another one. I feel like there's some great inspiration here. I really like it. It's giving zoot suit. Actually, I think that probably is what the inspiration is. I love this brooch he has. I love just these colors. It's kind of like my automatic thought is like it's giving peacock, just the colors of like peacock feathers. I think there's this train attached. I think that's part of his look, or is it somebody in the back? I'm not sure. I love this chain. The shoes are very classic. The tie, yeah, very good look. It's very zoot suit inspired. Very cool. I actually like it. Let's respond to a question real quick. Thoughts on bodysuit leotard type looks that are more appropriate for the Met Gala than fitted shorts? Yeah, so I made this comment a second ago when I was reacting to Cynthia Erivo, and I talked about how in the past Olivia Rodrigo had worn a bodysuit. I'm sure there's been some others. I don't know if there's been any this year. If there has, feel free to let me know in the comments, or maybe I'll see it in a little bit when I react to just like some of the looks in general. But I feel like, and I kind of misspoke, I like Dochi shorts, and it's not about short shorts or long shorts. It's really just a matter of the way they're styled. And the way I felt Cynthia Erivo shorts were styled, they just didn't feel elegant. They didn't feel like Met Gala. They felt a little casual. Again, not necessarily her fault. It could have been the designer. So I'm not saying in any case, like bodysuits or shorts, one or the other is more appropriate. It's not about length really to me. It's more about what feels, how it's done and how it's executed, and if it looks sort of Met Gala appropriate and have that sort of over the top, or not even over the top, but just that like fashion element to it, if that makes sense. Let's react to Simone Biles, shall we? Here is Simone Biles and her husband Jonathan Owens. Electric blue. It's a mini dress with this bustle cape. I love the color. We haven't seen a lot of color. I love the collar. That's kind of paying homage to like this tailored suits. We're seeing again a lot of fabric here with this train. I know Simone Biles is short, and as a fellow short person, I'm about her height. I tend to gravitate towards shorter items. And again, it's not about length. It's just that this particular dress sort of is giving cocktail dress more than like red carpet moment. Even with this train, it's just looking like something that should have been for the after party. That being said, I do like the collar. I do love the color. There's some detailing on here. I believe they're flowers. I just feel like this execution in particular, again, it's not the fact that it's a mini dress. It's just the fact that this dress looks like something that should have been saved for the after party. I will say, though, her husband, his look, I really like. I love this fringe at the bottom. I love the fringe on the sleeves. I love the accessories here. This kind of fur that he's got, this brooch. I think he nailed the theme. I think this is another one of those great men's looks. Definitely nailed the theme. Really well done. Let's react to Miley Cyrus. Let's see if there's a full length. Here we go. Let's read. Let's see if we can see anything new. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I'm not seeing if there's I'm not seeing a designer here, but this is interesting. I'm so excited to see Miley at the Met, but I'm not sure how I feel about this look. I don't hate it, but off the bat, I'm just like a little confused by it. We've got this crocodile crop top, this big chunky necklace, the sunglasses, she's wearing black. I feel like that's kind of how she's on theme. I just don't see a lot of the theme in this. I wish she had done a little bit more. I don't hate it, but I don't know. It's just not giving Met Gala to me. I feel like she could have worn this to anything. And that's one of the things about the Met Gala looks, is that I really want to see some looks that are out of the box, that you're only wearing to the Met Gala, or that, you know, are very like Met Gala. This is more, she could have worn it to anything. Are we able to see well here? Maybe I should make this a little bit bigger. I hope we are able to see well. Okay, let's look at Serena Williams. Let's see. Is there a designer on here? No. Okay. I like it. It's nice for a red carpet. It's glam, but it's a little, I feel like we've seen this. Rihanna's done this kind of quilt cape look before. The color is okay. I love that we are seeing a little bit of color. I love the sheer moment here at the top of the legs. But the dress itself, like this whole upper part of the dress and just the dress without this cape, very simple. Not necessarily my favorite. Let's see. We're going to pull up some more looks. We're going to pull up, I'm being told, let's see. Helen, oh gosh, I can never say anyone's names. Lachin, I don't know who that is. I feel like I should know who that is. I can't say the name, but we'll pull that up. We'll pull up, let's see, Trammell Tillman. Apparently the shoes are like nothing I've ever seen before, and I haven't seen a lot of like, aside from like Cynthia Erivo, a lot of like outside the box shoes, so I'm really excited to see. So let's pull those up, and then I'm going to pull up a few others that I'm curious about. While I'm doing that, the question I have here is, who has disappointed you this year? I will say, I'm so far pleasantly surprised. I haven't absolutely hated any looks, and this is, of course, just based off of what I have seen. Let's see. Hold on. I haven't absolutely hated any looks. I will say there's been some that played it safe. So, hold on. Trying to make sure I'm typing correctly while I'm also talking. I will say there's some that played it safe. Miley Cyrus is definitely one of those. Sydney Sweeney. I would have loved to just see them push the envelope just a little bit more. Hold on, because I know I know I'm not spelling. Hold on, guys. Let me see. Oh, this is, I know. Okay. These shoes that you wanted me to react to. I'm actually not going to pull up the image again. It's Pharrell Williams' partner that I did react to already. I just could not say her name. But yeah, the shoes are so interesting. They don't have a heel. There's sort of these platforms. Go back and look at it. I reacted to it a little while ago, but very interesting, very different. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, let me pull up. I have actually a list of some looks that I personally want to react to. I've been doing a lot of requests, but while I'm doing this, I'm going to react to some of these requests here, and then, which I only think I have one, and then I will, yeah, let's see, and then I will pull up some more looks to react to. Let's see. Give me a second. Trying to find, let's see. Here we go. Okay. And then, let me see. We're going to go to like a website that has all of the looks. That way we can react to a whole bunch at once. I'm going to go straight. You know what? We're going to look straight from Vogue. So let's do that. We've already looked at some of these. So let me find a good starting point. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Just checking comments, making sure live stream is a lot of work, you guys. You gotta be on top of everything. But here we go. Let's see. This is, hold on. Where did I leave my tab? There we go. Trammell Tillman. And this is one of the requests I got. Oh, these are the shoes that are, oh. This is very interesting. It's kind of giving like ballet flats, but menswear. But also the black, the white, very sleek, interesting. We've got like this pinstripe sort of pants. We've got this train, which I think has some sparkle there. I'm not sure if those are crystals or some sort of shimmer there. And it's got like a different pattern on the inside with more stripes. I love the styling with the rings here as well. This cummerbund. We've got this sort of short jacket, very well tailored. It's like an interesting take on what could be boring, but it's not boring. So I like that. Now let's head on over to Vogue and just scroll and see what we react to. All right, this is Tiana Taylor in custom Ruth E. Carter. This is interesting, very intricate, a lot going on, but in a good way. Love the pop of color. Love this. The feather. There's a lot of, just a lot of black fashion inspiration here. Let me see. The gloves. Love this. The pinstripe suit. So much going on, but so well done. What is this? Harlem Rise. This is embroidered onto the cape or the train. Very interesting shoes. I love everything about this. There's so much going on, but in the best way. And I always say, if you're going to have a lot going on when it comes to styling, then you really want to make sure it looks good and it goes well. And I have to say, this is so on theme, so well done. Let's keep scrolling. I'm getting some, let's see. I'm not going to react to all of these just because I don't feel like they all deserve to be talked about. But let's see if there's anything that catches my attention here. Who's this? This is Ego Nwadam. I'm probably saying her name wrong. This is interesting. Pop of color on the shoes. Nicely tailored pants. Quite simple. Love this sort of accessory moment with the hair. Yeah, not too much going on though. Who's this? Hold on, I like this. This is Keith Powers. Very interesting take. We've got like this sort of wide leg pant moment at the bottom, but it's very well fitted on like the waist, and then it kind of just like goes out. We have this tie moment with the chains, the polka dots. Love this jacket, like very nicely done. Let's see who else we have. Just trying to see what catches my attention. Louis Partridge and Prada. Very nice Prada look. Very simple but on theme. Prada does some these shoes are very similar to those other ones I just talked about. Very interesting, different shoes. Someone said, love the shade of not everyone deserving to be talked about. Honestly, yeah. I mean, even, yeah, like, it's not that they're bad. There's just some that are not, like, enough to be talked about. Their fault for not trying. Yeah. The hat, you know, I think he looks good. I like this Prada look. Very classic Prada as well. Gigi Hadid, I believe, hold on. I think this is a Josephine Baker inspired look. This is one of the ones I accidentally saw earlier. Oops, hold on. Where did we go? Hold on. This, I was talking about Gigi Hadid's look, though, and it's one of the ones that I accidentally saw earlier, but I think it is Josephine Baker inspired, or like a replica, or a dress that she wore, something like that. Gold, very interesting, very different. If I didn't know the inspiration behind it, I wouldn't think it's on theme, but I do like it, very well fitting. It's not anything we've never seen before. Hold on, Vogue is going crazy with these ads here. It's not something we've never seen before, but it is very well done. I love, though, hold on, if I can pull it up. Let's see. These ads. Hold on. I want to show you her hair is what I'm trying to show you. Here we go. I love her hair. I love this style. I think it goes very well with the dress, and especially if there is some Josephine Baker inspiration here. I think it's very classic Josephine Baker. Makeup looks good, very Gigi Hadid. Let's see. Who is this? Oh, Jenny. I think, I don't know how you pronounce her name. I do love her music, though. But this is Chanel, and it's giving very classic Chanel elements. We've got, like, these pearls on here. But this is a gorgeous take on the theme. It's almost like a tailored suit-made dress. Very feminine, very Chanel. I love this flower in the center. I love the pearls. The hat is a great moment as well. I do think the hair makes sense because of the hat. I think the makeup is a bit simple. But the dress, and I think there's actually pants. Oh, it's pants with a skirt overlay. Very cool. Very well tailored, very well done. Love that. Zendaya, we already talked about her. Stunning as always. Let's see, who else do we have? Like I said, not everyone needs to be talked about. We're gonna just scroll through. This is a very cool look. Who's this? Oh, Pusha T and Louis Vuitton. Love the burgundy. Love this sort of ombre, or just like these scattered, beautiful. They look like crystals. Very simple, but on theme. Well done. Another very cool look. Tyler Mitchell in Wells Bonner and Manolo Blahnik. My mistake. Shoes are cool. Those must be the Manolos. Let's see. This feather moment. Very cool. Did I talk about him already? I either saw this earlier or I did talk about him already, but it is what it is. We talked about him. Whoopi Goldberg. Interesting. Hold on. Let me get out of this ad here. There we go. Now we can see things. Interesting. I kind of like it. I kind of hate it. I think we'll move on. Let's see. I'm getting a comment here. I'm liking some of the classic/retro lines. Yeah, there is a lot of really great lines, and that's one of the great things about this theme. And with, like, the tailoring, we want to see a lot of clean lines and just well-tailored suits or well-tailored whatever it is that they're wearing. And I do see a lot of those beautiful lines. Zoe Saldana, I didn't even recognize her. Yeah, look, even in this skirt, we see these beautiful lines. This slit with the shoes. I like those shoes. I'm seeing a lot of shoes very similar to that. Little train back here. Beautiful sleeves with this kind of thumb cutout corset, but well tailored. It also has like this suit material with the pinstripes, little pocket square collar. Very interesting take on like a suit and a dress in a very modernized, very different way. So interesting. Love that. Let's see. I don't know what's catching my attention. Let's see. Again, not everyone's meant to be talked about. Ooh, here we have Diana Ross, and I was told to react to her. So let's see. I love the feathers. Love. This is great. Yeah. I want to see what's underneath it. And I know there's probably better pictures somewhere. We might revisit this. But I love the drama. I love the hat. The hat is really what's pulling it all together. I love that. Let's see. This is interesting. It's kind of giving like Hamilton. This is Jeremy O'Harris. Doesn't say who the designer is. Very interesting. Kind of like a colonial inspired, very well tailored pants, I will say. Love, look at you, so you can see those lines on the pants. Shoes are very simple but very elegant. Yeah, very interesting. I like this. Let's see. Anna Wintour. We will talk about Anna Wintour. I actually had thoughts about her. I had seen this one earlier as well. This is Venus Williams in Lacoste. See, I can always say the names of brands until I have to get in part of the live stream. But anyway, I love this. It looks tennis inspired, and of course, I mean, Venus Williams, of course she would have tennis inspired look. The shoes are fun. Love this color. Love, again, like, yeah, tennis inspiration. It could have been too casual if not for this coat over top. Love this coat. Can we look at that? Look at that details. I don't know. It's not fringed. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's very interesting. I don't know. Let's see who else. Is this Lil Nas? Oh no, who is this? Alton Mason. Interesting look. It's giving Lil Nas. I don't have much to say about that though. We already talked about Simone Biles. Again, Lord, we talked about her. Not every look is mine. This is interesting, especially for a man. This is Edvin Thompson in Theophila. I haven't heard of that designer before, but I'm loving this look. The hat is fun. Love the bold red color. We've seen a lot of burgundy, but this bright red is a fun sort of take on that color as well. The big flower's fun. Love this coat. We're seeing a lot of coats. I think coats are a big part of black fashion, and so we're seeing a lot of them, but this one's really cool, especially the way it's kind of just hanging off almost like a train or a cape of sorts. Very nice. Barry Keoghan. This is interesting. It doesn't say who the designer is. I'm very curious to know the inspiration behind this one. It's interesting. Look, I will say the men are trying this year. I love it. Oh, Lupita Nyong'o. Oh, I love this. Oh, look at, okay. Wow. Stunning. She always is one of the looks I look forward to the most at the Met Gala as well. Love the hat, love the color. We have seen a few of this color before, and I wonder if there's some sort of significance there. I am quite curious about that. I hope you can see this on your screen, but her eyebrows, actually, it looks like they have crystals over them. Very cool. She's got like this sleek makeup look, very just almost natural. But then those little crystals on her eyebrows, so cool. Love the detail of this flower here. There's like a brooch in the center with this sort of, I think it's a bow, it looks like. Very well tailored, beautiful suit. This color complements her skin tone beautifully. And then it's got this cape over top. Gorgeous look. I love this. One of my favorites so far. We talked about Bad Bunny already. Joey King. There's a lot going on here. I don't know if I want to talk about this. We'll move on. Let's see who else we got. Tyler Perry. Love the coat. Talked about Mindy already. Let's see. Like, I'm just waiting for something. See, look, the men are going all out. This is Kabi Lame. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but this is interesting. Are these pocket watches? Ooh, I feel like these could have gone with a previous name as well, but the pinstripes, very different look. Very cool. Let's see. Celeste says she's seeing a lot of Celeste blue. It's true. Your color girl. Andrew Scott, look at this. Yeah, this is different. This is, I don't love the wrinkles in the pants, just gonna be honest. Could have, like, steamed that. Shoes, we're seeing a lot of these black and white shoes. Very cool. I think this is gonna be very on trend. The flowers in this, instead of like a pocket square, the tie is interesting. The usage of colors as well here. We've got like this kind of bluish, tealish, greenish color. Great color description, I know. We've got this red, orange, and then we've got this kind of like mustard yellow and the green, and then the black and the white, and then we've got the orange on the flower. Lots of colors, but it actually works very well together. Oh, see, this is a bodysuit moment. This is Lisa in Louis Vuitton. I don't hate this. I don't love it. She's got this pocket watch here. Louis Vuitton really is going for the branding. They've got the tights with the LV. She's got the bag with the LV. The bodysuit feels formal enough. Again, it's not really about length. It's just about, if it feels formal enough. It does. The lace is nice. Not my favorite look of the night. I don't love what they did with her hair here, and I think they could have done a little bit more with the makeup. This hair, it just does not work for me. I get why it's up because of the sort of everything going on, but I don't love the way it is. Let's see really quick. Let's answer some questions. Not related to Met Gala 2025, but what is your favorite fashion designer of all time? This is a really difficult question. I am typically, and I haven't really seen a lot this year, but I'm typically a big fan of Versace. I love what Donatella has done. Obviously, Versace is now under a new creative director, and so I'm very curious to see what direction it's going to turn in. I love Carolina Herrera, does some nice stuff as well. I think it's just depending on what event and what you're looking for, but they've got some great stuff. Yves Saint Laurent really knocks it out of the park, especially like depending on again the event or the theme. Miu Miu has some fun, more it's like a not newer, but not quite as classic as some of these other brands. Those are some of the ones I really like, but there's others. And then what Met Gala themes do you hope to see in the future? That's a really good question. I think it's so hard to come up with Met Gala themes. Again, I just don't think that Heavenly Bodies will ever be topped, and even Camp was a great follow-up the following year, but I think it's going to be hard to top those. I would just love to see something big and bold like that again. Let's keep looking. Dua Lipa. Oh, and this was also a request I got. Very interesting. Not exactly what I expected, but I love this black train. I love the feathers. There's a lot going on. We are seeing a lot of trains this year. I love sort of the fitting underneath here. I don't know if this is a dress or if it's pants. I can't tell. I think it might be it actually looks like it might be two pieces, but I love that. What I really love though is her hair. The styling is really cool. Really like that. Let's see. Do I want to talk about this? Nah. Oh, yeah. Some things are boring and some things are too over the top. So they don't get talked about. Oh. Hold on. Suki Waterhouse. This is cool. Oh, I like this. So this is, does it say, let's see. It doesn't say who the designer is. I wish I'd done more with her hair, but that's very Suki Waterhouse, so I'm not even going to complain. Like the simple necklace, the earrings, but this is a very interesting take on suits and like kind of menswear into women's wear. This kind of side cutout moment, the skirt, and then it's got this long sort of thin train. Very cool, very elegant, very different. Oh, Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, this is Louis Vuitton as well. Louis Vuitton, I think, might be my favorite designer this year. They've done, like, we saw Zendaya already. Who else was wearing Louis Vuitton? Also, you guys need to tell me to... Oh, I need to scoot this way. I keep scooting the wrong way. All right. Yeah, we've seen some really cool looks from Louis Vuitton. This. Oh, see, this is how you do bodysuit. Speaking of Olivia Rodrigo, interesting that Sabrina Carpenter would come up in the topic of bodysuits, but this is how you do bodysuits. She's also very short, so it makes sense that she would sort of want her legs out and whatnot. This burgundy color, it's almost like a chocolate brown. Actually, like, I can't tell if it's burgundy or brown. I'm now seeing like a brown. Very cool though. Who is her stylist? They knock it out of the park. Okay. Collar, very cool. These buttons, it's simple, but it's well tailored. I love these sort of like double train moment. The anklet, that's interesting as well. You don't see a lot of those often. And then the hair is just very Sabrina Carpenter. The makeup, I love the lip combo that matches this look. This is one of my favorites as well. So well done. Let's see. Has anyone's accessory stuck out to you? I'm trying to think. Not particularly. That's kind of cool. Omar Apollo. Interesting. Very cool. Not much to say, but it is cool. We already talked about Cynthia. Let's see. I mean, I will say I'm seeing a lot of... Oh, this is interesting. Halle Bailey. Hold on. I was going to say I've seen a lot of accessories this year. That was just a thought. But interesting look from Halle Bailey. Not what I'm used to seeing her in. She's usually in something very fitted. Her and her sister, of course, both kind of usually do like a fitted dress. This is kind of interesting. I like this take on it. I love this take on like a suit jacket, but make it like mini dress. See, this is where mini dresses work. This looks just a little more Met Gala, a little more like fresh take than what Simone Biles' mini dress is. We've just got this simple like sequins in the middle. I'm not sure I love that sequence. It looks like a bustier underneath. The sequence is just looking a little cheap, but I love this little like take on the jacket. Shoes also not my favorite. These look like some Valentino shoes, which I love, but not with this look. I do love this little moment with this little sort of headpiece situation. Makeup is stunning. Hair is great. Really well accessorized. Let's see. Who else do we have? We talked about Doechii. Really love Doechii's. Oh, Tracee Ellis Ross in Marc Jacobs. I haven't seen a lot of Marc Jacobs. This is interesting. I love the colors she chose. We've got like this pink. We've got this white, or maybe it's a little bit off-white. We've got burgundy. We've got red. We've got this lighter shade of pink. Lots going on, but I think it's very fun. Love the pocket square. The hat is a great moment. This little situation in this middle. Love that there's some accessorizing. These rings are really cool. Very much tie the look together. I like this. I do. Let's see. Ooh, who is this? Jodie Turner-Smith. Love this. Burgundy moment, very on theme. The big hat, the leathery moment. We've got like a little bustier situation underneath, but I like this one more than Halle Bailey's for sure. This, yeah, very cool. The pants, very nice. Love these shoes as well. Super cool take on the theme. Let's see. Do I want to talk about Demi Moore? The hat's interesting. Moving on. Let's see. Shaboozey, again, interesting look. Oh, I would love to know the inspiration here. Love this train. We're seeing a lot of these sort of train moments here. The pants, very cool. This is interesting with this sort of turquoise sort of moment. It's kind of like draped over. I like this jacket. I really do love. It's kind of short. It's got these little cutouts around the wrists. Love this little hat moment, and this almost looks like a cravat of sorts, or like a scarf. I don't even know. Very cool though. Let's see. Who else do we want to talk about? Who is this? Angelique. I don't know if I know who this is. Interesting. Caught my attention. Don't know if it was for a good reason or a bad reason. We'll leave it at that. Interesting here as well. Doja Cat. Hadn't seen her yet. The big wig moment. Like, I will say, if you want to go big, the Met Gala is the time to do it. The makeup has some drama. This is a lot, but like in a cool way. This kind of animal print, or is it, I can't tell what this print is. Maybe it's not animal print. This really dramatic. This is also like a bodysuit sort of situation. Maybe they're shorts. I can't tell. Big dramatic sleeves, the pinstripe sort of suit jacket moment. The shoes are very Doja Cat. It's kind of bringing the modern in with like some more, yeah, like dramatic elements as well. Very cool. Let's see. Less people at this year's Met Gala. I can kind of see that. Is this Alicia Keys? I thought she was Anita at first. You know, I really like this. Can we get a zoom in? This kind of moment, it's a headpiece, but it kind of almost looks like a red crystal wig, and it's very cool, very cool. Love, again, we're seeing a lot of these pinstripes, very typical for suits, and of course with this year's theme, it just makes sense. The buttons are cool. I love this sort of like drape moment with sort of the sweetheart neckline over top. Wide leg pants, very cool, very nicely tailored, and then this dramatic sort of I want to call it a cape. I'm not even really sure what it is, but it's very cool, and I love the contrast of the colors. We've got this like red, burgundy, I think there's a little bit of like navy in there and black as well. Celeste says her boyfriend says that this looks like the Hunger Games, and you know what, I have always thought this in the Met Gala, if you think about it, like, not to get super deep, y'all know I love the Hunger Games. By the way, last video on my channel was a review of the new Hunger Games book, Sunrise on the Reaping. If you haven't already seen that, check it out. But I love the Hunger Games, and I will say, like, if you think about it, like, the Met Gala is sort of like the capital in a lot, like, of their fashion and whatnot. Like, truly, and I won't get too deep into that conversation, but yeah. Let's see. There's, like, so many looks. But oh, is this Hunter Schafer? Hold on. She looks great. This is so... See, if you're going to do this black and white moment, I want to see this beautiful tailoring, and I think this is beautifully tailored. Look at these pants. Like, I love how just well-tailored these pants are. She has some gloves. She's holding them, not wearing them. I think that was a great choice with these long sleeves and a lot of white up top. I think covering her hands wouldn't have been the best move, but carrying the gloves kind of is a cool accessory. It almost kind of gives like evening bag sort of situation, but it's not, obviously. Very nice, crisp, white sort of, it's like a shirt with like, looks like like there's a jacket over top of the shirt. The buttons are nice. Looks like there might even be a turtleneck underneath. Very well done. There's like a lot, but it's very simple and very elegant. I love the jacket draped over, and the hat is fun as well. Makeup very simple, but I think for this look it really works. Love that. Let's see. We are reaching the end of the live stream. We're gonna scroll down to the rest of this and keep reacting until we get to the bottom. Oh, I'm gonna talk about this. Hold on. But do get in your last requests, your last questions, your last comments. Start sending those in. And again, thank you to everyone who's been tuning in. So delighted to have so many of you here, and of course to have a lot of you commenting as well. As always, I enjoy this live stream, so just make sure you're getting that final questions and comments and whatnot in. We've got like a few minutes left. This is, let's see, Nick Jonas in Bianca Saunders, I don't know, and Priyanka Chopra Jonas in Balmain. Oh, they look good. You know, yeah, I like, not my favorite, but not my least favorite. I really like, let's see, the tailored pants are nice, very simple shoes on his part. There's like this sort of brooch moment happening here. I thought it was a bird at first, but it might not be. It might just be like a crystal brooch. Interesting with this like tie situation here. She looks great though. Priyanka, I have to say, in talking about heavenly bodies being one of my favorite themes of all time, Priyanka has some amazing Met Gala looks, including heavenly bodies. This is cool though. Love this giant hat. She's got like this black and white, it's like a suit jacket, but then she's got a skirt on. Very simple shoes, very good for this look. The black gloves tied together. This is like, it's Balmain, but it's giving like Chanel a little bit. The one thing I'll say is has a couple, and I know it's different designers, but I will say, like, he's wearing kind of an off-white, almost like a pale yellow, and she's wearing white. I wish they had just coordinated the color a little bit more, but again, different designers. Might have not necessarily been a choice on their end. They might have not gotten that opportunity to coordinate. But I do like them. I think they look great. Polka dots are a little bit odd. I did see that as well. I don't see the connection to the theme. The only thing I can think of is the black and white are just like very typical suit colors, and this was just her take on incorporating both of those colors, or the designer's take rather. This is Babyface. Like this look, very cool. Love this almost. The fabric is definitely like a tweed, like almost Chanel looking. But I love the pattern. I love this. These sleeves, sort of the wrist area. Very cool look. Very cool, very cool. I think it goes very well with the theme. Let's see who else we got. Jeremy Allen White, Louis Vuitton. Could have done more. Louis Vuitton's had some great looks this year. This one, not one of them. Sha'Carri Richardson, she looks good always. Love her makeup and hair. Not understanding the look though. I talked about Lana already. Oh, Jeff Goldblum. This is, let's see, Wales Bonner and Manolo Blanc shoes. The Manolos, very cool. I love, you can see there's a little detail here of like some crystals or something along those lines. Very cool though. What I love though, very well tailored suit. Could have been boring, but this cape is fun. It's got some feathers. Look at that. And of course the sunglasses are very Jeff Goldblum. Feathers. I see some crystal brooches here. This almost floral, like a brocade sort of pattern in here. I can't see it too well, but very cool. Really like that. Let's see who else we have. So I want to talk about this. Yeah. Oh, Donatella. Versace and Chance the Rapper. His look is kind of cool. And, you know, Donatella is a fashion icon. Is this one of her best looks ever? No, but it is what it is. These are some cool looking suits. See, I loved the men at least tried. Even when it was kind of basic, it's still a little more outside the box than what we normally see from the Met Gala. Let's see. Just doing a last scroll through. Angela Bassett. This is kind of funky, kind of interesting. This shade of blue, we've seen a lot of... Oops, hold on. We've seen a lot of these sort of like lighter, almost teal colors, or like the Celeste blue, like Celeste said. But this is fun. A little deeper shade. The mesh sleeves. The tie is interesting. Hold on a second, y'all. Sorry, I'm getting a pop-up here separately. Very cool, like I said. Shoes are interesting. Love the accessories. What is, ooh, it's like a camera. This is very cool. I'm sure there's really cool inspiration behind that as well. Love that. Let's see. This is an interesting suit. I won't talk about it, but it's cool. Nicole Kidman, I feel like she could have done better. I feel like there's definitely better things that she could have done, but it's not the worst. I like the gloves. It's not the best, though. Let's see. Hold on a second. We're getting towards the end of this. Let's see. What else do I want to react to? Shirtless was definitely a choice. Evan Ross. Don't hate it. Let's see. A little simple. Not much to say. Is this Keke Palmer? It is Keke Palmer. This is interesting. Love this. What's going on up here? This like feathery moment. That's kind of cool. Love this collar up here. Very like suit adjacent. But then we've got this like, she's got these pants, these sleek black pants under here. We've got this dramatic overskirt moment. What are these? Feathers? No, they're like, oh, they're like beading. I think we've got some pearls and whatnot. Very nice. Very much like that. Let's see. This is interesting. Once again, y'all, make sure that you are getting your final comments in. Oh my gosh, my favorite question Celeste asks every year. Best Nepo baby look. Best Nepo baby look. Ooh, I'm trying to think of the Nepo babies we've seen this year. I'm trying to think. I'll get back to you on that one right now because I love this question. I think it's so funny every year. But yeah, we're approaching the end of the live stream. Kind of just going to finish scrolling through here, finish answering up your questions, and then we'll wrap things up. This is cool. This is Laura Harrier and Zach Posen. I wonder if this has to be, he had to have designed it, I'm assuming, if she's there with him. This is cool. She always has some great looks as well. This choker is a very cool moment. Let me see. This very well tailored jacket, but then we've got these dramatic mesh sleeves and then these super dramatic wide leg pants. Very interesting take. She always has some great Met Gala looks as well. I love that. This is interesting. This is Dapper Dan. Again, shoes, very much on theme, very much what we've been seeing a lot of. I wish the pants were a little bit more tailored, but this sort of jacket situation, and then, yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's see. Tessa Thompson, again, another one who I usually really like her looks, and this is very cool. Love the little hat moment. Love the way they styled her hair for this hat. The tie, the collar, this is like an off-white color. It's almost, again, like we're seeing a little bit of almost like a cream color here. Beautiful buttons. I love this detail at the wrists here, on the sleeves. Very cool. These shoes, very Tessa Thompson. Love this. What's back here? This might just be something behind her. I can't tell if there's something on the back of it, but very cool look. Love that from Tessa Thompson. We already talked about Maluma. Very cool look as well. Let's see. Madonna. Very safe. A little bit what I would expect from her. She's got the cigarette. She's got the lace gloves, the flower there. It's safe, but it's well done. I will say that. Let's see. Who else do we want to talk about? We already talked about Shakira. Oh, this is interesting. Another bodysuit. This is Amelia Gray and Valentino. We've got this kind of headscarf. We've got some lace. Haven't seen a ton of lace. Love this jacket with the bow and sort of the off-white detail at the sleeve. And then again on the collar. Very cool. Love these shoes as well in this train. Yeah, this is a fun moment. And again, we did see like a lot of burgundy. We've seen a few red looks now too as well. But I love this pop of red and just being very bold. This is cool. Issa Rae. Very just like, this was like, okay, it could be boring, but it's just like very menswear on a woman. And I think she just like really just showed like women can do menswear as well. Very well done. I sometimes like, yeah, there's like some wrinkles on the pants. Could have been a little bit better tailored and maybe steamed, but I like this concept. I love what she did there. Let's see. Who else do we want to talk? Kendall. I hadn't seen a Kardashian Jenner yet. I was a little bit surprised. This is Kendall in, of course I'm not going to be able to pronounce the designer. Oh gosh, guys, you know I can't say that. It's fine. Hair is giving very Kendall Jenner. She could have done something more. Makeup, same thing, but she's gorgeous, so it's fine. Love this necklace. Again, I love when we actually have some jewelry in there as well. The earrings, very simple but elegant. Love this take. It's sort of this suit jacket, nothing underneath, a very dramatic, deep cut. Very Kardashian though, or Jenner. Love this sort of cinching at the waist. The sleeves are very well tailored. And then just this simple, elegant, beautiful skirt. Love the gray color. You know, I actually really like this. This might be one of my favorite Nepo Baby looks of the ones I can think of. Then we've got Hailey Baldwin Bieber here. You know, the necklace is cute. Everything else played it really safe. Could have done more. Even like a train on this or just something more to it would have been great. I don't hate it. It is on theme, but not my favorite. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Chapel. We already talked about Chapel. I forgot. This is one of my favorite. We talked about this early in the stream, and so I kind of forgot, but this is one of my favorite looks. She just ate this up, and the makeup is so Chapel, but like so well done. Like that's how you do a first Met Gala for sure. Ooh, Janelle Monáe and Tom Brown. Janelle Monáe has worn Tom Brown to the Met Gala before, if I'm not mistaken. I think Janelle Monáe always knocks it out of the park. This is Met Gala. It's pushing the envelope. It's outside the box. It's fashion forward. We've got just so much to look at here. Look at this. The hat, the monocle, is that what you call them, the little eye thing, and then it's just, I don't even know it's like it's definitely like a skirt, but it's so many patterns, so much going on. It's bold. It's wow. I love this. I don't even know how to describe it, but this was a definitely outside the box take, and I think it was done really well. Let's see, Kim Kardashian in Chrome Hearts. I would expect her to have been with like a more popular designer. Not to say I don't know much about Chrome Hearts. I'm just saying usually when you think of Kim Kardashian, you're expecting to see her in like some major fashion house. I think it's like crocodile. She's got these pearls hanging, well tailored. Love the necklace. The hat is fun, but I think she could have done more. Yeah. Yeah, it is a little funny that Justin Bieber was not with Hailey Bieber. Okay, another Card Jenner. This is Kylie Jenner in Ferragamo. This is, so far, Kendall's my favorite of the three. It's not bad. Corset, boning, very Kylie Jenner. It's kind of confusing me a little. The shoes are interesting. The train, she did do more than Kim, but I don't know if I get the look. Let's see. Ooh, this is Henry Golding in Oswald Boateng. Maybe that's how you say it. This is, yeah, I like this. The yellow, a little bit different. Matches the carpet. By the way, there's like a lot of blue and red on the carpet. And blue and yellow on the carpet. And yeah, like this a lot. Very well tailored. Love the color. I think it's very different. I think it's like a take on the zoot suit. Also, this hair styling, it's for men, like, you don't do a lot of different hairstyles or like makeup, but I love just this little like gelled back look with the curl in the front. Very cool. Let's see. Do I want to talk about it? Nah. Moving on. Who's this? Natasha Lyonne and McQueen, which I'm guessing is Alexander McQueen. I don't get it. Moving on. Oh, this is fun. This is Claro and Valentino. This is interesting. I like the bows. Oh, what's she holding? Lace gloves are cool. That looks like a cat. Would love to know the story behind that. Not entirely sure what's going on. Interesting. Let's see. We're approaching the end. This is Cardi B and Burberry. Wow, I didn't even recognize Cardi B. You know, I kind of like it. Very Cardi B. It is dramatic, sort of low cut. What is this? Green. It's green. It's got these ruffles. It's got kind of like a cummerbund sort of moment. We've got like a very sleek tailoring here as well. Very cool pants, wide leg.